They went. Prepare to live stream. Setting up.
It usually is already.
Redirecting you to YouTube.
There we go. Good.
And there we go. So, business of close is complete. And there is one motion coming out of it. Sault Ste. Marie Public Library Board approves the increase in security hours to include all operating hours at the James Allen McIntyre Centennial Library commencing June. I think we need to amend this.
We'll try June.
Commencing, how about as soon as feasible?
Yeah.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
I'll change it. Okay,
Sure.
good. As soon as feasible for the remainder of 2025. Who moved? You moved?
That was Kevin and then seconded by Jean.
Okay, any opposed to that motion as amended? Motion is passed. I'm sure that will sit well. All right, so let's go back to our regular agenda. One more, I have one other piece under chair's report, and that's in regard to attendance at meetings, committee meetings. We do committee meetings, and I'm preaching to the people that show up most. So we have a problem. We're doing committee meetings, and the finance committee meeting didn't happen because we didn't have quorum. We cut it back to two committees so that people could come. I don't have a lot of tools here. I don't have any tools to speak of. As far as attendance goes, I've got board members aren't attending in some cases. And my only option is to bring that to their attention. That's all I've got. They are city appointees. So my tools are limited. But it does impact the rest of us who make the commitment. And so
There isn't a policy or something.
There is no
some sort of
policy.
code of something, or no? Just thought I
they're
saw
appointed by
something
city.
somewhere.
The problem is they're appointed by city council.
Yeah, because
So truthfully, only city council can. Well, they'll accept a resignation.
yeah, but it's those voices aren't being heard, and we would appreciate their points of views on topics we're discussing, etc.
Yeah, and what really annoyed me is when you have a meeting and you're not the people that show up inconveniences them.
For sure.
They show up to a meeting, and I understand. We all have commitments and meetings, and things happen, and you're not able to attend. But a number, when you don't notify the chair or Matthew, then it's not pretty.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be. Oh, I'd like to be harsh, but it would be pointless. So that's all I can say is that if you can't do it, you can't do it. I don't know how to reach a couple of people that have been consistently absent from both committee meetings and board meetings.
There's nothing wrong with acknowledging that you're discovering that you don't have the time, or
Yeah.
that's fine.
I appreciate that. Like we're middle of our term. We're 2 years in now, and we've got 2 years left. So we have 2 years left, and it's difficult when I can't have a committed board because the small group puts a lot of pressure on, and we shouldn't be making the decisions for the whole board. That's why we have 9 people. We cut it back. Originally it was 11. I'm tempted to suggest that maybe we should be at 11 because then we have more people available. I don't know. Let's just still need quorum that goes up too, so it doesn't solve the problem. So if you have any suggestions, and again, I'm preaching to the choir here.
I've got two.
Pardon me?
I have 2 suggestions.
Okay, go for it.
So I asked Alison Pilo at the OLS office, she's a consultant, and she quoted, apparently this is coming up more and more at their end. And the Public Libraries Act disqualifies a board member who has 3 consecutive months.
I saw something written
which is not our
somewhere.
problem. However, she did ask about our bylaws. And our bylaws do not have anything in there about attendance. There's a clause in there about quorum. So Allison and I back and forth about could we take the wording, the disqualification clause from the Public Library Act and insert it into our bylaws and have a clause that says, you know, give notice if you're unable, it's expected that you give notice if you're unable to attend the meeting. So at least we know ahead of time that we don't have quorum. And the second thing would be to resign if you are unable to maintain regular attendance. And that puts the onus on the trustee to resign. It doesn't put the onus on council to remove them.
So I just want to confirm, we don't have anything in a code of conduct, because I swear I saw something
It says,
about attendances. Yes, there
says
is.
something to remember, it's phrased,
No,
There was something about attendance and how many
it
we
gives a
missed.
direction. If
Come
you
in
miss
prepared.
3 consecutive meetings, the chair will have a conversation.
Oh, maybe,
Oh.
okay,
There's no consequence.
right, okay,
No,
I've done my due diligence and the conversation.
yeah,
I'm still in
but
the same.
you know, if we put it in the bylaw and make the onus on them to resign.
I like that idea.
Well, then let's kick this to policy.
Well, that was my next suggestion, moving to policy.
Yeah, and see if they can come up with something.
Since
Very
I'm on that
good.
committee.
Yeah, me too.
Got it? Matthew, you good with that?
yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, that's fine. So we'll send it to policy committee for your next meeting.
We probably won't actually make any edits until the AGM.
Yeah.
February, but we can draft.
No,
out
We
the-
could.
No, we can make a
an
change,
edit in
just
September.
doesn't come final till, right? So we could do it in the fall.
We can only update the bylaws once a year.
That's our practice. It doesn't mean we have to.
We can make a motion to change something in the bylaws at a meeting. And then at
And wait 6
AGM,
months.
and then AGM do the final approval.
And a bylaw, bylaw requires a change of more than simple majority.
2/3.
Right.
You require 2/3. So
Of the
if you don't have, if you don't have quorum,
The people in attendance or the 2/3 majority of the board as a whole?
probably attendance.
Yeah,
Like
it is.
you need quorum.
Oh, okay,
It's
you're right.
general meeting, but it's important. There's I think that's where, yeah,
Because we've had examples in the past where a board member voluntarily resigned.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you might join and then discover, you know what, I really don't have the time, or
Well-
some, or you've become busy that you
Yeah.
weren't
Oh, sure.
anticipating, there's so many
Or you had,
reasons.
there's COVID or any.
Yeah.
other
And I've said it before. I
Things
totally
that happen,
recognize
right?
that people got career, where you are in your career, where you are with
Yeah.
your family, all of
Yeah.
those things are important and probably more, but they should be
Sure.
more.
And
Well,
they can change in 4 years too, right?
It's
Pardon me?
work-life
They can
balance.
change 4 years too.
And so all I'm left with is when our term ends, city council looks at the applicants, Matthew is kind of unofficially consulted, it was officially
Well,
consulted.
it's unofficial.
Okay, so, you know, at that time.
So I'm not really one to talk because I think I missed the last meeting. However,
I've tried, Kevin,
Yeah, but I informed because.
Yeah, you were
I've-
excused.
I've been on this board for many years,
Yeah.
and in the past we've had really consistent meetings. They've been on certain days and they've been consistent.
Yeah.
Right now, if I were to look at the board calendar, the regular meeting for June says June 30th.
Ooh,
Because we didn't
It
update
didn't
it.
get revised online.
Yeah,
Just-
I'm just pointing out that I plan things like this well in advance. And it's the schedule's been a little shaky lately. So
Well, I guess if you're here, then you will know if
Thanks,
dates change, number one. Number two, I think you've had discussions as well about times, or are there times that are better for people, and things like that, so.
and we struggled with that, right? Like the last time we did
Yeah.
finance committee, like it was difficult for everybody to find a time.
and
So it's kind of like it's just a little bit of a struggle.
you're right about setting the calendar and not touching it. I like a year in advance or I'm in trouble. Because
I just, I like it when it's like, the fourth Monday of every month, and I just know that that's the Monday. And I get that we had new people and we tried to switch around schedules. I feel a little bit off on schedules with the meetings. Like I'm having to like look at my emails where normally like in the past 4 years I just always knew what day it was, you know?
So, and I want to attempt to be accommodating, I've created a bigger problem or another problem. I haven't solved anything.
I don't know what the solution is. These are just my
No, it's a valid point. And I take that under advisement that I'm not going to, if you're coming onto the board when a new board starts, these are the dates. We meet on the third Monday of the month. Our committee meetings are set, and then they're set for the year. And I think we have to just be a little more restrictive on that, because that does create other problems. I can't move a meeting. It just creates havoc.
Yeah.
One of the organizations I'm on, Kevin, Retired Teachers of Ontario, they only do a calendar up to December. I said, that's no good. I need to know what's happening for the whole school year, if you will.
Yeah.
I need to be 12 months ahead. So I think we need to consider that as well. It doesn't help with people that are never here. I don't have an answer for that, but let's kick it to policy committee and see.
Did you have another one? I thought you had 2 points, or was your second point to put to policy committee?
I forget, I'm sorry, Lisa, you're right, I did say I had 2 points.
But maybe it was bring it to
One
policy
was
committee.
bylaw.
One was the bylaw. So I guess one idea was copying the wording from the Public Library Act. and
Okay.
putting that in the
Right,
bylaw.
okay.
So we're using the word disqualification, and then the second idea was putting the onus on the individual. to
Okay.
apply.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks for reading that for
I
us.
can forward this to you if you want.
Sounds good.
Okay. Everybody good? Steve?
Yeah.
Just checking. All right, so let's move on. We have report closed. Consent agenda. You notice there are a couple of items for finance stroked out because we didn't end up doing that meeting. We didn't have a forum, so. There's a summary of motions 9.5.
Not much to it.
Yeah.
No. So in terms of expenditure reports, in September, we're gonna be looking at May, June, July, and August, is that the case?
No,
No.
we're looking at May's thing.
So I need
It's
a,
got a line drawn through it on.
Yeah, it is, if you look at it further in the agenda,
Sorry, Wayne.
those are items removed from consent.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
Over
apologize,
there, yeah.
you're right.
that's what, those are the ones stroked, the ones are stricken. Ones that have a line through them, we'll be dealing with them shortly. So the remaining items in the consent agenda, I need a mover, unless there's someone that needs anything else removed. Hearing none, I need a mover. Lisa, second. Steve, any opposed? Motion passed. All right, so brings us number 10. Items removed from consent.
Well, I'll let Rebecca comment for the first time.
Be nice.
We can talk about the monthly expenditures.
Do you want me to just read them? Right here.
This is 10.1 in your package
What
of the expenditure report.
I can say about them. Yeah, expenditures for the month of May. $392,508. That included the checks, our expenses and wages and fees and our visa statements.
Okay,
I know.
any questions?
Nope.
Well, let's do all three pieces. We'll move on to the financial report.
So I'll talk a little bit about this one.
Yeah.
Rebecca worked really, really hard to get these done.
There's
This
been
is
a
her
lot
very
of,
first
lot of
time.
pieces on the table.
This was her very first time.
Yay.
And she's still kind of learning those different budget lines, what's in each one. So be very kind. But if there's anything specific in here, in terms of numbers that anybody has any concerns about, either Rebecca or myself will try to answer those. And if we don't have an answer today, then we'll try and get you one for you for the next meeting or, yeah, for the next meeting.
I think we're good with that.
Are there any questions regarding the financials? I mean, the 2024 financials were much more.
What are we selling at the North Branch?
It's probably similar to whatever we're selling upstairs, so it'd be like chocolate bars,
Oh,
bags.
sure.
Yeah.
But we
Okay.
don't sell these are.
Oh, those are
Yes.
not sold at the desk?
No.
Oh, really? No, okay, so chocolate bars,
What's with the
does it include books that the Friends are selling? They have a book truck up there?
You might, but it might be on a different line.
Yeah, they do have a book truck up there. Friends report. Wonder if it's captured in there. Probably. I know they have their own line.
Yeah.
I just can't believe you're selling, $6,000 worth of chocolate, so. I'm sorry.
I know. Sure.
You don't know stuff.
Yeah, what?
It's probably printing and stuff too.
Yeah.
Okay, oh yeah, true, you're right.
Which
USB sticks.
Yeah, those other things. It,
Oh, all right. Okay.
They're studying.
it would just be chocolate bars.
Okay, all right.
That's why we set up attached to a school.
Sales, yeah.
So, any questions on the financial report, 10.2?
Nope.
Let's move on to 10.3, the draft 2026 budget.
So we're not presenting to you a finalized budget for 2026. The budget is due to city finance at the very beginning of September, so we will need to call a special meeting in the summer to have a final approval of the budget. Kate Trin, before she went on maternity leave, built most of this budget before she left, and there's a few items that we need to verify or get some more numbers on, like the salary benefits. There's some benefit information we still need to get from city to verify. So that's anything that's highlighted yellow are things that we're still looking into. The purple is all collections. And right now, we've got a small surplus there of $9,500, but we're not sure if we're gonna have to put that for some of these other items that we're looking at right now.
What'd you say the yellow were, Matthew?
Those are items that we're still looking into.
Oh, okay.
For example, the software is at $50,000, but we may actually have an opportunity to reduce that once we confirm that we're switching our ILS system.
Right. Is security included in here, the new discussion for full time?
So security is in here, but not to that amount.
Oh, okay.
It's the minimum amount. For the last few years, cities made us do a supplemental budget request for security.
Mhm.
And so it's not part of the operational budget until that request is accepted. Or
Oh,
right.
okay.
So if you're looking at security, it's usually under administration. It's going to be quite low. And that's because there's going to be a separate request for that amount of money.
And it'll just be at this branch, we're not looking at.
So some of the security
everything
funding
else.
would go to the North Branch, but it's for things like the security alarm or call outs.
Oh, okay.
Um, Right now, we're contracted with Northwest Security for guard duty, but through ATS, Casey Security will come for, like alarms.
Oh.
So if there's a burglary alarm in the middle of the night, ATS dispatches a different security company.
Oh, okay.
So that's accounted in here as well.
So in terms of supplemental, would security be the only thing that we need extra money for next year?
And there's lots of things I could use more money for.
I know, we could redesign the lobby.
That would probably be a bigger expense.
Oh, I know, it's a big
that-
capital expense too, maybe, but.
Yeah, we probably have to have a whole separate discussion on something like that, maybe at the finance committee level.
Well, maybe we could bring it to the facility planning agenda. I think we need to, there's some solutions there.
Right now, I'm preparing for the capital asset management group to come to them with an amount for the pneumatic control replacement.
Oh, yeah,
I don't have a project per se
for the lobby,
for the
for the
lobby,
foyer.
but if I have an opportunity to pursue it.
Mm-hmm.
$5 million.
It's very appropriate music.
Yeah.
Having,
There you go, wait. There you
could be just the people after the south end.
Ideally,
And they'd be on camera and you're near the elevator and.
something that Luke DeFore wanted back when he was on the board was a vestibule with a single entrance,
Yeah,
and that would give us greater control.
control, I know.
In a lockdown scenario, it's much better to only have to lock down one door
Yeah,
than,
no, I agree.
than run from one side of the building to the other, block both. So I mean, there's those types of considerations. But right now, I'm just looking at making sure that those big bumps in the floor are taken care of, so people aren't tripping on them as they come in.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly, if we have an opportunity to do some major renovations out there, that is one of the things that we would consider is a single entrance.
Yeah, no, I think that needs to be,
It's a
The
five,
next
it's a
one.
$5 million project.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the operations budget is not ready for board approval then?
No, but we wanted to present it to you today to just get some general feedback, in case there were new lines that you wanted us to look at while we prepare the finalize. So if there's any lines in there that you're questioning, you'll be like Jamie said with the security amount, I'm still trying to find it.
So $1,300 down here.
Yeah,
Just above full for rent.
so yeah, it's only $1,300. In reality, we're looking at, I didn't have done the math, it's gonna be 100,000, probably.
So, yeah, anything else on that? So the way I'm thinking here is I need a motion for to accept monthly expenditure report and the financial reports for 2025.
Yes, and I'm also providing notice that we will be calling a special meeting.
That will be in the motion.
Yeah.
Okay, so the motion is that we received the May monthly expenditure report and the financial reports ending May 2025. I need a mover. Jamie, I haven't heard from you in a while. A seconder, Kevin, thank you. Any opposed? Arbitrary, but it works. Motion's passed. Thank you. And the draft budget, we'll see it again in September, right? At the August, whenever that meeting's up. Got it. All right. So give us lots of notice.
I'll try, and I'll try and get the budget to you ahead of time, give you lots of time to go through it.
All right. Appreciate it. Business arising from the minutes. We have Ella 11.1, the LS switch.
Yeah, I just have a verbal report. So, we did get, a certificate from Cersei Dynex that Mike, actually looked at, for us. So he said that, it's actually higher than the standard that we were looking for in terms of security.
Oh,
Uh,
Good.
Yeah,
So,
Matthew, I did see your email there. Looks good.
yeah, you looked at it too?
I did, yeah.
So, with both Kevin and Mike's approval, because they know better about these certificates than I do, we've gone ahead and asked, to join the consortium. And so now it is with the consortium to get back to us. We will not be the 30th library to join because the library beat us to it. So we'll be the 31st.
Good.
Okay, too.
Well, the more libraries, the lower the cost, right? In theory.
So right now I'm just waiting back to hear from the consortium about approval of us.
Wow, that's wonderful.
exciting.
I'm very excited.
Number 12, some information items, Matthew.
Yeah, just every summer we have a lot of reading clubs and reading challenges and a very creative staff. So we've got the TD Summer Reading Club with our own staff's kind of spin on it, happening for children with the pre-reader program and the young independent reader program. And then we have kind of garbage one here for the teens and tweens. So its theme is trash pandas. Apparently, it's pretty popular right now. And then we have an adult summer one. They're really leaning into the pink flamingo theme for that challenge. So there's great prizes to be won with the tween and teen and the adult summer reading club, and lots of children's activities for children's clubs. Moving on to capital projects. Usually this is something that we would cover in the finance committee meeting, and then it would be in the finance committee report. I just wanted to highlight a couple things. First of all, if you've been in front of the Centennial Library, you'll see that beautiful new bench that's been replaced and there around the tree in our courtyard. Second, we've been having some issues with the program room counter and sink. There's been a lot of water damage and there's been some concern about possible mold. We did get 3 companies in the quote for us, and we've awarded the project to Winmar. So they're going to replace the sink and fixtures and the countertop and the covered doors. And the cupboards themselves are metal shelving. So we're gonna leave the existing shelving in there and just replace hardware like locks and that kind of stuff. And then the money for that project we're gonna take from the FM Elliott Foundation donation. And this year we received how much from them?
I think 26,000.
26,000? Yeah. So, and that's specific to programming expenses, since it's the program room, and they need it for the sink for baby Picassos and that kind of stuff. We decided that would be a really good use of that. I mentioned earlier that the front entrances has a bit of an issue. If you've been coming in, you've noticed that one of the doors has been locked for quite a long time. There's swelling in the floor, and so I've had MGP come in now that we've gone over some of our other projects, and they're looking at coming up with solutions. We may have to cut up some of that plywood flooring and put something else down. And then we also have issues with these stairs. The number of people fall down them. We're not quite sure why, so they came to take a look at those. They have a few suggestions that we improve them so that.
And those you put 2 pylons in.
Yeah, those haven't worked either.
I didn't think they would.
Yeah.
But
I switched the match a big red one so that they would see it. I mean, the line.
I don't know why it's that one additional step, and like so many people have fallen into the prints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they had her.
It might have to do with the actual width of the step. It might have to do with that the walls stop before the handrails do. Might have to do with the handrails keep going down on an ankle instead of curving up when they reach ground level.
I'm gonna be paranoid.
Yes, it's that same.
Yeah.
And no one falls down.
No.
It's just these ones. I know, I don't get it either.
So
They're haunted.
we've been trying to figure out, yeah,
The haunted
the
stairs.
ghost of Lady Punch
Yeah.
knocked people down the stairs. I don't know what the cause is, but people have been continuously having accidents down there. So we're trying to find a solution to that.
I don't know what to say. Any questions from Matthew? I think that was the last one. So
Well, there's a pneumatic control and just that, just waiting on some quotes for some of the systems. So Normac will soon have a cost estimate, which I'll be able to take to the capital asset management meeting and request that amount of money. And that's it. So it's
motion to receive the report. Steve? Lisa? Any opposed? Thank you. All right. Number 13 for development, no one. Policies, what? Strategic plan update.
not a lot to go over, but it's been a year since I switched to my charts to this pie chart, so I thought it would be nice to put a comparison between the two of them. So you can see June 2024 compared to June 2025. That gives you a sense of what we've done in a year's time from June to June. And so you can see that there's been significant progress on each strategic priority, just by quickly observing the differences. In terms of completed in progress, so we've got a number of completed projects now. So we're sitting at progress being made on over half of the plan and 10% being absolutely.
Any questions? No comment. New business? We were supposed to have a presenter for this meeting, but this goes back to our early conversation. We changed our calendar for June and that presenter was no longer able to present. So, good point. Don't change the calendar.
So you're going to reschedule?
We'll just reschedule for September.
Would you like me to circulate the slide deck that she would have presented? Or wait until
Well, you might as well
September?
wait until she's here to present. No. Okay. Anything else for new business? Board meeting. So, Matthew will give us as much notice as possible for the budget meeting. Our next scheduled board meeting is September 29th.
So what we'll do is we'll send it a poll to the board members so that you can tell us
For
what's
that.
the best
So the special
time
meeting.
for the session.
Okay. Yeah, with the number of days.
Yeah, we'll review some options and then we'll fix the best one.
Anything else?
Do we need to attend the city council meeting in September? Where Matthew presents his budget?
That isn't until November. So the budget's due to city finance
Oh,
at
it's due to
September.
city. Oh, but you don't present till November. Okay,
Yes.
perfect,
And in November.
perfect.
Probably if we could have that date in advance too, then maybe we could get more board
Yeah,
members
that might
to go
even-
to that.
It might even be already posted. I'll have to take a look.
If we let all of us know though, then in advance, and then maybe more people can come to that.
All things considered. It's great. I'm amazed, continually amazed how often this place is in the news for the events you run.
Yeah.
Just there's good news. Like, I know we're dealing with an issue, but there's good news happening here all the time. So applaud your staff for everything that happens.
They're really dedicated staff and they do a lot of really great stuff here. So.
Anything else before we call it a day? Well, I hope you have a nice summer.
Everybody have a good summer. Yeah.
It's time.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kevin.
Bye, Kevin.
Hope to see your face soon.
Yeah, I'll make it in the next time.